welcome back to Edger, presented by FanDuel as part of the Hammer Betting Network. I'm Alex Moretto, joined here today by So Money Sports to break down this beautiful Monday card, massive Monday, the day of reckoning for the Montreal Canadiens. And I am in a different location today as my power went out this morning, 30 minutes before the show was about to start. Terrible omen, as So Money made it very clear to mention to me before we got on air that this is not a good omen for my Montreal Canadiens as the power goes out this morning. And I had to race over to my parents' house, which is normally about a 30-minute drive for me. I did it in just over 20 minutes because that's how badly I wanted to bring you guys today's show. I would never miss out on this. A little bit late, but not as late as it could have been. So at least that's good. So Money, how are we doing today on this fine Monday?
I'm good. It was a great weekend for the Blue Jackets, a great weekend for golf. I don't usually get into golf much, but when you have a rooting interest, as we do sometimes, you make yourself get into things. It was good. It was a good weekend.
Yeah, what a gift for the Blue Jackets, getting to play the best team, the best team with the best record in the Eastern Conference twice when it doesn't even matter late in the season when they're just completely mailed it in. God forbid they play those games in November. Nice little break for them there, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day because the Habs are a team that's supposed to take care of business themselves. They have the perfect opportunity to do that tonight. If they do not take care of business themselves tonight, they do not deserve to be in the playoffs. There will be no excuses from this guy over here. There will be nothing but disdain for my Montreal Canadiens if they do not take care of business tonight, or at least on Wednesday against a Canes team that also has nothing to play for like the Canes, the Caps, the Devils, the Stars. We've seen these teams completely mail it in down the stretch. So hopefully they can pick up 1 or 2 points. I think they need 2 to secure it, but 1 point would put some extra pressure on thing there. So yeah, I was at the game on Saturday. I ran into our former producer, Zach. I also got to meet our friend of the show, English math PhD, Bortolucci. Great guy. He bought my dad a beer for his birthday. It was a fun night, fun game for a 1-0 game. Obviously it would have been nice to get the win there, but a point closer, and now it's all coming down to this Demidov debut today. So I'm a little bit stressed. I might be, fumbling over my words. I'm very focused on 7 o'clock tonight. And now I'm also this added layer of inconvenience. I'm also focused on hopefully the power coming back for tonight. Otherwise, I'm going to have to make alternative arrangements to watch this game. A beautiful sunny day here. I have no idea why the power has gone out in our entire area, but that's just par for the course these last few months. So all right, let's get straight into today's games because I also did not bring my laptop charger with me to my parents, so I don't know how much battery I have. I got at least 30 minutes here, but beyond that, it's going to get a little bit dicey. So we will get it straight into today's games. Before we do, Puckheads, the NHL playoffs are right around the corner, and FanDuel is bringing you the best bets on the ice. Get in the lab when you make your same-game parlay by checking out FanDuel's player performance pages that track stats and averages all of your favorite players. Once you know who's cooking, add shots on goal, points, assists, or even goalie saves to your SGP. Miss puck drop, you can still tap in with live same-game parlay and period-specific player props. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet, and you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Download FanDuel Sportsbook and make every moment more. Please play responsibly. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC, or 19 plus and physically located in Ontario. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600 or visit connexontario.ca. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat. In Connecticut, or visit mbgamblinghelp.org. In Maryland, Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. We will not start with the game of the night. We will start instead with a game between two teams that have absolutely nothing to play for, which has been a pretty common theme down the stretch in this NHL, and also a pretty profitable theme if you've been betting against some of these teams. The Stars and the Red Wings taking each other on tonight in Detroit. Wings just plus 104 at home to Dallas, minus 125, total of 6.5, plus 110 to the over. Obviously, Stars with literally nothing to play for, except for the fact that maybe they don't want to go into the playoffs with, 6 straight losses or whatever it would be at that point if they do lose out. I know for myself, I have been fading these teams with relatively great success over the last couple of weeks. Like just cock back and fire. I haven't been the most price sensitive. I don't think there's necessarily a way to be super price sensitive here, because I think it's very hard to price in what a lack of motivation can do to a team, and the effect that it has on different teams is also very different. It is a variable sort of thing. It's not something that's like tangible that you can quantify with one or several data points. Some teams just completely fuck right off, as we've seen with the Caps, as we've seen with the Canes. Caps have lost 7 of 10. Canes have lost 5 of 6. Devils have lost 3 in a row. Abs have lost, a bunch of games lately. Stars have lost 5 in a row. The Panthers were losing a bunch of games. All these teams that are kind of like focused on the playoffs have been pretty easy fades. Now the market's kind of catching up a bit, where we're getting a really, really, not a good price on things. Not something that I would ever bet usually, but like here I am, ready to kind of clock back and fire again. I mean, who's even going to play for Dallas tonight? They're locked in. The Abs are obviously, their season is done. Dallas can't move up or down. I know they have lost 5 in a row, maybe want to get right a little bit before the playoffs, but I don't think with 2 games to play, risking injuries going into a series against the Avs when they're already going to be without Heiskanen is the move for them either. So I bet Detroit here. I'm still good with betting Detroit here. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I bet. Excuse me. I bet Detroit as well. Anything plus money, I'm good with. And just to further touch on your point about pricing these games, it's very similar to preseason games, and preseason games comes down to it's all information based, right? So there are a lot of narratives that get built in that don't get priced in sometimes, right? Like you look at Detroit in their last home game, right? So usually a team that's out of the playoffs playing their last home game against a team that has nothing to play for, generally one team does sit all their guys, which I would expect the case to be with Dallas, and the other team usually tries to win that last game, right? And we see that a lot in the preseason as well. So again, I completely agree with you. 2 weeks ago, there's no way that we bet this number, right? Dallas obviously
we maxed the Stars at every single book we can get our hands on. If this is the price 2 weeks ago,
absolutely. And the thing is that like Dallas is not playing well either, right? And like
no.
I'm a strong, and we'll see this theme as we do our playoff previews. I'm a strong proponent of you can't just turn it on when the playoffs start. It will end up costing you, right? So and they're not playing well. There's no reason for me to think that they are going to take this game seriously either, just based on everything that I'm reading out of their camp and stuff. So yeah, Detroit, anything plus money, I'm good with here.
Although the one thing I will say, to that point where you can't just turn it on, I do generally agree with you. There are some, I guess, exceptions to the rule. Like we saw Edmonton be a good fade team last year late in the season, and they got shellacked, I remember, by the Avs in their last game, and they lost like 4 of their last 5 or something like that and still went on to the Cup. So it's not like, it's curtains for all these teams that have kind of mailed it in down the stretch. I'm realizing my lighting in my parents' basement here is atrocious. But yeah, it's happened before, Yeah, seriously. All right, we will go ahead and lock in the Wings as our first best bet of the night. We will move on to the second game here, which is the Rangers and the Panthers. Another one that is kind of a difficult one to price. Obviously, the Panthers have kind of fucked off a little bit. Minus 164 tonight at home to the Rangers, plus 136. Total of 5.5, minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under. Panthers have fucked off. Rangers have kind of fucked off, but we've also seen the Rangers maybe look a little bit better when they thought that they were pretty much done the other night against the Islanders, and then it turns out they weren't exactly done because the Abs lost. It opened up a little window, and then they made damn sure that their season was over on Saturday, getting walloped by the Canes, the only game the Canes have won in like 2 weeks. Kind of a mess in New York right now, though. I know that Florida's going to be resting Lundell, Luostarinen, and those guys. There's going to be a lot of guys in and out of that lineup. This is one of these unique situations where I actually still struggle a little bit to get on the Rangers, just because like the vibes that are coming out of there, like Calvin DeHaan's comments, and you have a lot of other guys kind of speaking out a little bit about the team. Like it seems like such a mess. I just don't think that the Panthers are still a well-coached team and a focused team. I don't know that this is a Rangers team that I have an appetite to back. How about you?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I like the way that the Panthers are handling the last bit of the season here. They are getting their rest in, but they're rotating as well, which is
Yeah.
which is good, right? So like they got some guys sitting tonight, but you have Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhardt still there, Bennett, right? They're not, but Bob is going to start tonight. So I agree with that with that strategy as opposed to resting everybody and like it's better to get continuity to and making sure that you're still fostering good habits by rotating guys in and out as opposed to keeping everybody out. So I like the way that the Panthers are doing it. I like them tonight, but the numbers it's a little bit high. I would play the Panthers here if I could get it into the low minus 150s. But at this point I've got nothing on the game. And I mean, we've talked about the Rangers and you touched on it too there. It's not a team that I want to touch with. Like, I mean, you talk about it being difficult to price teams. How do you price this Rangers team? Right? It's just I don't think
it's miserable right now there. Just completely miserable. I don't know what they're going to do this offseason. There's rumors that Matt Albert will be coming on the show on Thursday quickly to break down a little bit of this Rangers mess. I don't think there's any insight or valuable analysis that we will glean from that, but maybe just to watch him suffer a little bit on stream, it could be worth it. So we'll get a little bit more into the Rangers later this week. Now we will move into the game of the night here. The Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Montreal Canadiens. 2 points secures a playoff berth for the Habs. 2 points in any fashion tonight. 1 point would mean that they would need to also lose their last game in regulation to Carolina and have Columbus win out in regulation in their last 2 games. So a point does bring them a little bit closer, but it does not secure it. They need a win tonight. Plain and simple. You're playing the worst team in the NHL. You need to win at home on home ice. Demidov making his debut. Minus 285, though. You're paying an absolute premium for the Habs tonight. The biggest number they have laid in probably in Marty's entire tenure as head coach. I cannot remotely get on board with this. And if you don't think I'm going to emotionally hedge the shit out of this game tonight and bet a lot of money on the Blackhawks, then you don't know me enough, because I will be betting the Blackhawks here at this number, and I will be betting them pretty aggressively to shelter myself from any potential pain. How about you?
You've taken the fun out of it for me, man. Like, yeah, the Hawks are the way to go, right? I haven't bet the Hawks right now, but I will bet them.
They'll get a better price, I think.
Yeah, right. So like they're at you can get them at plus 240, like in the 240s right now, or even like mid 230s, which is great. Like I'm fine with that right now, but I'm just gonna hold off just a little bit for the purposes of the show. If we're both on it, I think we can lock it in. But I think that just be patient. You'll get a better number. You have the must-win situation. We've seen this before, right? And like this is what I was talking about last week, that the Habs better wrap it up, right? Because they're a young team and the sticks are getting tight, right? Right. So and this Chicago team, like, they suck, right? Chicago sucks, right? But we saw this last year too, right? Like what they did to the Penguins, right? This is the NHL, right? Like there's no reason to think that like one team in any given game can't win with like a plus 230, right? Like there's no reason for that. So yeah, we are going to play Chicago. Part of it is narrative based. I do think that even this game, as it goes on, if they get off to a poor start or anything like that, I think that they are going to grip the sticks tighter. It's just natural. It's human nature. We
see that real tense in that building too. Yeah.
We see this from young teams all the time. Now, if Montreal gets off a quick goal, or if like Demidov scores early, like, I mean, it's just lights out, right? They're gonna run away at that point. But the longer this game stays close, I think the tougher it's going to be for the Habs here.
Yeah, I desperately wanted FanDuel to post a no goal on Demidov, because I saw where some of the prices on Demidov goal were getting
Yeah.
to. I know where he's going to be playing. Like, he's going to be playing a little bit down the lineup. He hasn't had a chance to even practice or play with the team, do any film studies, nothing. Like, his minutes are going to be severely limited. This isn't going to be like the, release the shackles and let him go and just let him run. It's not going to happen. He's going to have limited minutes. He's going to be playing on a lower line. I don't imagine he's going to get much power play time because he just hasn't had a chance to train with the team whatsoever. He's still on, Russian time. Like, you could see him. They showed him on the broadcast on that game on Saturday, and he was yawning. Like, he's probably exhausted. I was sitting kind of below his where he was in the thing. I was looking up, and he was like kind of there, and then he was not there a lot in the third period. I'm like, I don't expect a ton from this tonight. I'm, as Charles says, can tell that Moretto's nervous about this game. That's putting it mildly. I am emotionally a wreck. Like the whole, like, we're playing with house money, whatever. We weren't even supposed to be here. Sure, that's all fun and games until you're actually here. And now to squander that would be pretty brutal. And it would also just be embarrassing. And I don't want to deal with the embarrassment of blowing this lead late in the season. And I don't even want to know what the effects of blowing this would have on them going forward. I can't imagine it'll be much, but I don't want to find out either. I don't want to find out.
Yeah, like I mean, we can talk about that once we get there, but I don't think it's gonna have much of an impact on the trajectory of the team, though.
Blackhawks in any fashion tonight, and I am not on the show tomorrow, or I'm in the show in a very rough state. Let's put it that way. We have our first game of summer hockey tomorrow night, and if the Habs lose tonight, I don't know that I'll be able to show my face there because it will be ruthless. I just need them to take care of business in a bad way. Don't make it sweaty. Just get an early goal and just suffocate the Blackhawks and make this happen, please. All right, we will lock in the Blackhawks, though. That is a double best bet. That's like a 3-unit bet for myself here to really shelter myself from the potential pain. We will move on to the Utah Hockey Club and the Nashville Predators. As Rob said in the chat, the Utah number really starting to run. Utah out to -172 against the Preds. Preds plus 142, a total of 6.5, plus 104 to the over, -128 to the under on FanDuel. Do you have anything for us here, So Money?
I mean, I'm a little surprised. Well, yeah, I'm a little surprised with all the Utah money coming in. I didn't really see anything from anywhere that was news related for that.
Looks like it's getting that right back at Penny here.
Yeah. So I mean, in like the plus 150s with no news, I'm betting Nashville.
Yeah.
Right, and like I'm gonna lock it in right now. Yeah, again, there's nothing more I can say about this game except there's no reason for it to run like that, right? And I didn't see anything unless if you or the chat has anything for me here. I've been browsing and there's no news coming out from either team right now. So yeah, I'm betting it back. I'm going to be part of the money hitting it back right now. So
same as me.
Yeah, Nashville at this number. Let's. I think
there's nothing else to say. It's just strictly comes down to price. This is an insane price for Nashville to be laying on the road. With both teams having nothing to play for, like it's just way too big a number. That's it. It was fine where it was earlier. It's been bet up significantly, and now it is no longer fine where it is. And you just have to bet Nashville and plug your nose. And honestly, Nashville showed a little bit of life in their last couple of games here. I think this will be their last home game as well. So, it's hopefully. Oh no, that's not their last home game. They play at home to the Stars on Wednesday. But they have been scoring goals again lately. They scored 6 against the Isles. They scored 4 against Utah. Scored a few goals against Vegas the other night to make things interesting there. So they really actually, with Vegas having a chance to clinch the division, the Preds give them a little bit of a scare late there. So I think they've been showing a little bit of signs of life. This is just too big of a number against this Utah team. So we'll go ahead and lock that in as well. We will move on to the Kings and the Oilers. I'm not really sure how you bet this game right now. Maybe you can tell me. Oilers -114 at home to the Kings, -105. Total of 5.5, -110 to either side. Obviously, both teams completely locked into where they are for the most part. Obviously, the Oilers still have an outside chance at home ice advantage. It is a very outside chance. I don't necessarily think they care fully about that. On a back-to-back here, it's hard to imagine they risk playing a lot of guys, especially against the team they're going to go up against in round one. I don't know. What are you expecting from this game?
So there's a couple of things, right? So this is going to be a first-round matchup. We don't know who's going to get home ice right now, but if the Kings win, they're going to clinch home ice.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the team that has lost a bunch of series against the other team, I think home ice means more to them. I think that the Oilers, they have started playing well, but this should be a slower pace game. I don't think the Oilers are interested in getting back and forth. I don't think the Oilers are interested in kind of anything that's going to show the Kings and pretty much anything about the way the Oilers can play, right? So, or any like strategies or anything like that. We're not going to get anything like that. If this game is played out like that, which I expect it to be, then it does favor the Kings. The total is where it should be at 5.5. Again, an Oilers total at 5.5, right? Like we know that when we're seeing that, it has been adjusted. I wouldn't be surprised if the Oilers sit a couple of guys, right? So I did bet the Kings. I do like them up to even up to minus 115. This one is a little tough to price, but I do like them up to minus 115 with the expectation that the Oilers are going to sit a couple of guys. And I think that this game does matter to the Kings. I think that home ice, reading some of the stuff from them, home ice is important to the Kings. And I don't think it really matters to the Oilers. And it generally doesn't matter to the team that has won a bunch of series against another team. So, based on that, I did bet the Kings here.
Fair enough. That makes sense. I can't imagine that McDavid would play tonight after playing last night in Winnipeg. Like, I don't know what the purpose of playing him on a back-to-back is. That being said, I know there was talk about Draisaitl playing last night and being like kind of a game time decision and potentially being back. Obviously, that wasn't the case, but I do think he's going to play tonight now. So I think you may be swapping out McDavid for Draisaitl. I know there's just too many unknowns. I completely get your explanation was good, and I get why you're making this play. If I'm betting the game right now, that's the only side I would bet, but I'm just going to kind of wait and see what lineups would look like. I'm not really in a rush to bet this game myself, but I do see where you're coming from there. One more game to get to tonight, and that is the Sharks and the Canucks. Canucks, a hefty minus 310, Sharks plus 245, a total of 5.5, which is more so a 6, but juiced minus 130 to the over on FanDuel. This is not the last home game for the Canucks. They play again on Wednesday against Vegas. This is not Besser's last game. I know someone earlier in the chat was asking you for Brock Besser's favorite moment. Maybe you can give us that as well, his favorite moment as a Canuck. It's a huge number for this team. I know the Sharks are on a back-to-back as well, and the Canucks have not stopped battling and stopped playing. They're still giving a good effort and playing for talking, but like, this is a big number.
Look at that Hawks, Jordan in the chat. Hawks Sharks reverse puck line for old time.
I will not have any Hawks puck line tonight, because if I have Hawks minus 1.5, reverse puck line, I should say. If I have any Hawks minus 1.5, that is a guarantee that the Hawks will win by 1 goal. And I just cannot do that to myself. I cannot Polish middle myself on an emotional hedge. I am smarter than that. So no minus 1.5 for Chicago for me.
Yeah, this is a massive number on the Canucks here, but I think that it's warranted. I'll have nothing on this game. I think the Canucks pretty much take care of business here. I would be surprised if the Canucks lost this game. It could happen, but it'd be surprising to me. So, I think the Canucks are fine in this game here, but I don't want to pay that premium, and I'm not going to lay that price in this situation. So, Canucks should win, but it's not going to be a bet though.
Yeah, I lean over here, but I just can't quite do it at this price. I was hoping for a little bit better. Canucks games are not quite getting the 5.5 treatment anymore, but defensively they have been a mess. I do feel like there's some 6+ money available, honestly. 6+ money at FanDuel. That's the best pricing market. Go ahead, let's lock it in. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go here on this over. I think I still like these Canucks overs. I still like, Offensively, I think they'll score a lot of goals here. I don't think defensively they'll be able to limit. I mean, they'll be able to limit the Sharks, but the Sharks should be able to get theirs as well because they do generate a decent bit of offense. They have kind of got two lines going now that they moved to Foley down with Eklund and Wenberg, and they have Celebrini and Smith kind of anchoring that first line. There's a little bit more offense coming from them. It should be both teams nothing to play for. It should just be a fun game. Hopefully they try and just put on a show at home here. So I do like the over 6 of plus money now that we're getting plus money here at FanDuel. So we'll go ahead and lock that in. Charles asked, where did you see that on Draisaitl? You think that matters for Hart also? Jason Gregor tweeted on Saturday night, I think it was. I was looking for lineup info on their games and stuff, and he said that Skinner was going to start in goal in Winnipeg, and then Draisaitl was on the trip, and good chance he plays. Didn't specify when, but obviously didn't play in Winnipeg. That was the only game on the trip, but he did travel with the team to Winnipeg. There was a chance he played, a good chance he played, according to Jason Gregor. He did not play. So I would think now maybe tonight they will get him in there, but we'll see. Again, this is you're going to have to kind of wait and see how they deploy their roster tonight. So we'll hold off on any, certainties there in terms of lineup decisions. I am going to try and pull up our best bets here for the night so I can recap those. And then we will get into a no-goal parlay and an anytime goal parlay. I know there's been some Demidov suggestions in there, but I promise you we will not be including Demidov in there. We will not be including anything pro Habs. In fact, I included some anti-Habs in the no-goal parlay. We are a full-on reverse jinx show today. That is. I am just being completely transparent. That is what is happening here. Best bets for tonight. There are 5 of them. Hawks plus 244, Wings plus 110, Preds plus 145, Sharks Canucks over 6 plus 100, and the Kings minus 102. Those are the 5 best bets for tonight. No-goal parlay. We will get into the no-goal parlay for tonight. The one we tweeted out on the weekend did not get home, unfortunately. We went 2 and 3 on those best bets over the weekend. Rob's Habs Leafs over did not get home. Really close, though. Almost got there in overtime when they scored their first goal of the game. For tonight's no-goal parlay, we have Chris Kreider, Uri Slafkovsky, and the third one was, we can scroll there, Steven Stamkos. Third one was Steven Stamkos. Sorry, there we go. That is plus 100 on the no-goal parlay for tonight. That is Kreider, Slafkovsky, and Stamkos plus 100. Okay, let's build a quick anytime goal parlay while I still have some laptop battery before this potentially goes away. We got a bunch of suggestions in the chat. Before I get into those, do you have any you want to include?
I saw a suggestion in the chat that I agree with. I really like Frank Nazar.
Yep.
I think
absolutely. We just SGP like 6 Blackhawks guys or what?
That's funny. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and add that. I really like that suggestion there.
Yeah. Okay. Frank Nazar, good to plus 120. Obviously you are getting a much better price than that. He is plus 360 right now on FanDuel. I believe he's still centering the line with Teravainen and Bertuzzi, unless something's changed. Yeah. Okay. I've been doing a lot of point total stuff with those guys. Has not gone particularly well, but I'm going to keep trying. And then we got a Kempe suggestion. We got a Demidov suggestion from Rob, which Rob, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to veto that. I can't put him in there tonight. I can't do it. You want to go ahead and add Kempe?
I like the Kempe. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's throw Kempe in there. I'm down to add Besser as well if you want. Yeah. I know no one suggested Besser, but Charles asked about Besser, and I think I would be definitely down to get him in there. Kempe's plus 200. Besser is 175. Or do we want to go with Garland instead? Garland's plus 200. What do you think?
Besser.
Besser? All right, let's get Besser in there. We got a Kuzmenko suggestion. I do like that suggestion as well because he's been on fire on that top line. But we just had Kempe in, so we'll say no to Kuzmenko for now. I think that's 4 though, right? We got Kempe, Besser, Nazar, and no, it's 3. Kempe, but do you want to add a 4th, or do you want to leave it?
Let's see if there's any Florida guys. Verhaeghe, what was the price on him?
Verhaeghe is 210. Is he on the top line with Barkov and Reinhardt? I didn't see their the way they were deploying their lines this morning. Or they were. I don't think they have a skate actually. They just had the extras that were out there.
No, lines at morning skate. Verhaeghe, Barkov, Reinhardt.
Okay,
looks like Marchand, Lindell, Luosterainen out.
Okay, so yeah, second. Oh, Bennett's playing tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bennett, Rodriguez, Boqvist. Yeah, okay. I see. I was driving over here to go to a place with power, and I was somewhat missed that. All right, let's throw Verhaeghe in there as the fourth. That'll be the fourth leg for this anytime goal parlay for tonight. That is 117 to 1. Frank Nazar, Adrian Kempe, Brock Besser, and Carter Verhaeghe. That is tonight's anytime goal parlay. Definitely round robin those as well. The no goal parlay, one more time, was Juraj Slafkovsky, Chris Kreider, and Steven Stamkos. And the best bets for tonight were, as I pull them back up one more time, apologies here. I'm not using two monitors today, so it's a little bit trickier because I am not at home. Blackhawks plus 244, Wings plus 110, Preds plus 145, Sharks, Canucks over 6 plus 100, Kings minus 102. Appreciate everyone for bearing with us on this late start today and for tuning in for me just to talk negatively about the Avs and reverse jinx everything for the last 30 minutes. I like the card tonight, though. Hopefully we have a good night, and hopefully we do not go perfect on our best bets, though. Hopefully I come here tomorrow with a smile on my face and not a bad hangover and something else. I don't know. Let's just take care of business. I'm sweating this one, man. It's like I wanted this. Man. I asked for this, man. I asked to be back in a playoff race. I asked to just make things interesting late in the year. They made things too interesting to the point where, like, not only are they interesting now, but it's like they were like so much in that now to not be in is just going to be painful. It's not like we're like neck and neck with them the entire, stretch of the way. That would have been okay to miss out. But to be like, to build up this big of a lead and then to only need like 2 points to do it and not be able to get it over your last 4 games would be crippling. So I'm nervous. I'm just gonna hope for the best tonight. I'm gonna shut my family out, make sure everyone's far away from me. I can just watch in solitude and hopefully come back here tomorrow with some good news.
I'm like, usually I'd be on your side, but I did add more to the Blue Jackets on Saturday before the Caps game. It was like 55 to 1 for them to make the playoffs.
There was a question from Charles in here that I want to pull up before we leave. So Money, are you more interested in your BJ's futures becoming live or Moretto's happiness? I think the question has just been answered. So no respect for my happiness. Not a care in the world. Just smiling away over there, hoping for the
only in this situation though.
Only
in this situation.
This is the only situation that matters, I'd argue.
There's big
success my abs.
Yeah, there's a multiple tickets that are very big on Columbus here. So, I mean, sorry.
Well, man. That's okay. You don't care about my happiness. I don't care about yours. I hope the Blue Jackets go up in flames along with those tickets. So appreciate everyone for tuning in today. We will be back, So Money and myself, tomorrow again at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Enjoy the games tonight. Please enjoy the games, except for you, Jordan. And good luck on your bets.